100 years, I mean, it's a short, in history, it's a short length of time, but obviously, as you say, in personal memory, it's a long space of time. And in terms of marking the centenary, I know the BBC are doing a lot. You're doing a series.
Yeah, there's a television series that goes with it next year, yes.
But I heard you were quite critical of comments David Cameron made about the centenary.
Yeah, I'm quite troubled because when David Cameron was talking about how millions of pounds were going to be spent marking this anniversary, he compared it with the celebrations for the Diamond Jubilee. And therefore people get the idea that somehow this is going to be celebrated. Well, only a complete idiot would celebrate such a calamity. There are 750,000 men never came back to this country. Millions of men served, millions of men were wounded, mentally and physically. No one would celebrate that. It was just Cameron's clumsy use of language.
They're not normal people. They don't represent normal people. You shouldn't be a politician unless you've had at least one job.
It is. I share that prejudice. I think you should have done something in the world before you put yourself in a position where you're making judgments that affect the lives of all of us. I do think that.
Yeah.
I had to interview Russell Brand the other day, and he was banging on about how people are really disenchanted with politics, and I think he's right. I disagree with him about all sorts of things, but I think he's absolutely right. I think people are completely fed up with posturing politicians, and they realise, the public are way ahead of politicians. They realise we have loads of really difficult, intractable problems. These people come along and make us promises saying that they can definitely solve them themselves. There's only two ways of looking at the world: their way, their opponent's way. Their way is right, the opponent is wrong, and they're going to solve everything. It's rubbish. Yeah. Here we are. You know, people are wise. They understand how difficult it is.
But can I just ask? I've always wanted to ask you this. You know, when you're interviewing a politician, is there any point where you just want to turn around and go, "God, you're a dickhead, shut up"? Because when you sit there at home, you just think, we've heard this crap before. You need someone. That's what you're good at.
It does flash through your mind occasionally, yes.
And Elton and Judy, you must have been interviewed a gazillion times. What are the things people ask you that just, oh, God?
Everything you've asked me tonight.
They were odd questions, weren't they?
They were.
They were very nice. Yeah.